Holy smokes! Did things go bad yesterday in the markets, huh? Hey, everything was good on Monday. It's Thursday, December 6th. And the sky is falling. The sky is falling. Hey, let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, my name is Wayne McDonald. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you very much for being a client to Traders Way, but also for being a subscriber at the Forex.Today YouTube channel. We appreciate you subscribing. It's actually in your best interest because when I start these events, it just goes ching and then alerts you and invites you in. And if you happen to be available, you just click a button and you come right into the webinar. So appreciate that. Also appreciate the thumbs up thingy, Bob, the likey things. And also I do read your comments every day. So if you have feedback to give, if you have questions that you want me to address in the webinars, if you have currency pairs you want me to cover, like somebody said in a comment just a couple of days ago, could I cover the Swiss franc a little bit more? My pleasure. You're the boss. I'm just a humble currency coach. So whatever you want, we can analyze that. Yeah, so everything fundamentally, macro fundamentally on the short run has run into all kinds of nastiness. OPEC may not be able to get a deal. Chinese CFOs being arrested in Canada. Therefore, that kills oil, and that kills CAD. But Aussie dollar is a substitute for the China play, so now that's all scrapped, and everything good and right in the world that we built last week and on Monday is now collapsed. Here we go again. Now, the biggest thing I believe in here, besides just the short-term price action, all that kind of stuff, is we have this overwhelming wave coming, and that's seasonality. And we talked about this a couple of days ago, in fact, back when I was in the Caribbean and I did that interview on FX Street. That was about the middle of December, and I said, everything that I've been doing is going to change. I'm getting ready to do the opposite. So I was buying all the yen pairs. I'm getting ready to sell all the yen pairs. And not long after that, maybe even that specific day, excuse me, the yen pairs went from going up to going down, just like I said. But we never know when that's going to happen. It could be January 1st, but maybe it's earlier this year. And what would make this year different than other years? And that would be the tensions between these two giant trading partners. Typically, that doesn't happen. Typically, we just worry about Santa Claus buying toys from China. And this year, well, it's more difficult. So anyways, interesting stuff. But if this is a sign technically of, let's say, bearishness, whatever that means, even just a bearish mood, because bearishness can get turned into all kinds of trades, but risk on, risk off is really the two-dimensional world that we are trading most of the time, right? In this case, is this sustained risk off that will last until April? Or is that going to be in January? Well, it could be now. Maybe that's good enough. Is non-farm payrolls on Friday going to save us? Like non-farm payrolls is going to be so good that it'll overwhelm these trade tensions? Probably not, right? So maybe we've hit the top for the year, and maybe we need to be open-minded to trading the other way. It's just a thought. Okay, and that's what our job is. I don't know the answer. I have to think about it, right? But could be. So let's go to the charts. Aussie yen. And as I'd mentioned, Aussie yen is a great approximation for just China. That's your China play. These are both Asian currencies. China is a big trading partner with Australia. Australia's two main international exports are iron ore and coal. You put iron ore and coal together, and it turns into steel. Or you could just buy a specific type of coal from Australia, which is deemed clean coal, and you can use that to burn it and create electricity. So both those things are very important imports to China, right? So if China is if trade with the United States or between the United States and China slows down, there's going to be less need to import raw material and natural resources from Australia. So anyways, it's a great approximation for, let's say, just global trade, or by global, I mean American, right? So this is bad. And we talked about it. I think we had a plan A and plan B. What were the assumptions for plan A and plan B? The assumptions were things were improving with macroeconomics. Pretty simple, basic assumption, right? And when that assumption was correct with the rest of the world's presumption of reality, right, then it worked. But then it didn't work. So our plan A was this. I think our plan B was in here, I think, right? And now I said, if we get lower than this, right? Do you remember this? I said, if we get lower than this, so like, let's say down here, then I have to take a break. I don't like even being down here, but boy, does it need to go up. Does that make sense? We need that to go up. Delbert said, great webinar yesterday. Learned so much. Well, my pleasure. Thank you for being a client to Trader's Way. I don't think I got a ton of likes though. It's interesting for 1,000 people to watch it and 68 people to like. I guess it's too difficult to click the like button. Amazing, huh? But anyways, boop, boop. So if you're still a bull, boy, do you want this to go up now. And it's not even that bullish. It's just stops the bearishness, right? Oops. Now, the markets were closed yesterday in the United States, so this certainly can go lower today. I don't want it to, but it certainly can. Okay. We talked, I think it was this pair that I didn't consider this a head and shoulders, but you still have to, if it does rally here, you still have to worry about that when we get to that area. And if you're splitting hairs, like, so you're a bear and you want this to be a head and shoulders because you're a bear and you don't care that it's not really one, just to differentiate, this is a crown pattern, and that's also likely. And that's what I'm really paying attention to here. If it goes lower, then this is, in my mind, almost guaranteed. I don't want it to go lower, so I'd rather do this, okay? But so like I was saying at the open, yeah, I'm concerned that this has set the stage now for the rest of the month. That fund managers, instead of trading their way into new profits and maybe earning year-end bonuses and stuff, that now they just go into, save what they've done mode. You know what I mean? And that means no new trades and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. It's not a good time for all of this to happen, I guess is what I'm saying. And I do expect this, right, in the next few months. But what I wanted was to get up here first, because it's easier to roll downhill when you're at the top of the hill, right? Well, no, Jimbo, it's not that seasonality is not cooperating yet. We haven't changed into the new season yet. This is geopolitical tensions. This is not like your normal fundamentals of supply and demand, right? This is a problem between the two superpowers. And then meanwhile, on the other side of the Atlantic, you have the UK and the Eurozone doing whatever these guys do. It sounds like a lot of talking and a lot of meetings, and it sounds like at the end, nothing will have happened, which is the European way, right? Could you imagine after all of this, there is no Brexit? Wouldn't that just be amazing? All of a sudden they're like, yeah, so there's no Brexit. And nothing happens. There's no change. They just go back to exactly the same deal they had before. Wouldn't that just be like a cluster? Bad word? Foobar? Wouldn't that just be foobar? But who's the winner in that situation if there is no Brexit? What if Brexit is totally canceled? Europe says, okay, we'll just go right back to what we were, same everything. Brexit never happened. Who wins on this one? Oh, Hong Kong, you get Kenny? Love Hong Kong. But what's the temperature today, Kenny? What is it, like 12? Okay. The clear winner here is that the Eurozone now gets to go to all the other countries that are kind of pondering, should we leave the Euro? Should we leave the European Union? Should we do it? And now Brussels can say, hey, you cannot leave the Euro. Look at what happened to the UK. Oh, 24. That sounds nice, Kenny. It's cold. It's beautiful here. Clear skies, not a breeze, sunny, and freaking cold. So anyways, I think the Eurozone would be the clear winner on that. And Draghi would be so happy because that basically prevents other people from leaving, and you get a more solid euro. Yeah, see, now Beijing -4, that's too cold, right? Yeah. Daniel's at 24 in Singapore as well. Okay. Yeah, well, John says it's either a no deal or a hard landing, right? Well, what do most people choose, right? We can do this one of two ways, the easy way or the hard way. You're like, oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's 24 in the morning, huh? AMFX, it's 100. Well, no, they're talking Celsius AMFX. But still, where are you? Okay, let's go back to this slice and dice thing, because we have this sliced. Remember our assumption, or what we were looking for here, and in particular here, was oil stabilizing at some random price we had, right? What was it, like $50.50? It wasn't random. It was actually a pivot point, right? And then it double bottomed, then it triple bottomed, then it quadruple bottomed, and then, of course, on this day, it took off. Cool. What happened here? This is the monthly bullish pivot points. And it goes right back to what I've been trying to teach you over and over and over again. Now, this one's in my face because I wanted this to fall, right? So this is me not getting what I want, but there's still a glorious, glorious lesson here. If you were a bear, you made money. Because, as I had pointed out, that's clearly a bearish move. This is clearly bearish. At exactly the right price. And then it was clearly bullish at exactly the right price. Okay? Yeah, it's about the same here, Renee. Okay? Okay? If you were just a bear and did exactly what you were supposed to do, you made money. Okay? You need to know how to trade. This was set up perfectly for bears, and those who took it made money. Now, did they make as much money as they wanted? No, because they wanted this and this. Well, you only get what you get. See, once you've made a decision in whether you're a bull or a bear, you know exactly how to trade. Yeah, Jimbo says only if you get out. Well, you didn't lose money, okay? And you certainly had the opportunity to make money, right, Jimbo? Like, Jimbo, some people do this. They see this rally, Jimbo, and then they buy because they expect it to go higher, and of course, then they lose, right? So that's sort of the amateur kind of stuff. But even as a professional now, okay, if you just did what you did, you certainly had the opportunity to make money, right? Now, it's not what you wanted, and the overall plan was lower, but you certainly enjoyed a positive move, and and then it came down to whether you played this or played that, or where you moved your stop, but you shouldn't have lost money, right? And you certainly had money in your hand, right? Okay. See, you don't know what the market's going to do. You have some assumptions based on your fundamental analysis and all of that kind of stuff. But once you've made your assumptions and that turns into a bias, things get very clear. If you're a bear, you sell here, or if you're a bull, you buy here. And we knew that on the last day of the month. That's what this was all about. There was only two possibilities based on technical analysis, or let's say my methodology of technical analysis, right? Which is not entirely different from most people, I think, but nonetheless. So on the very last day, you're like, if you're a bear, you're a seller here. And if you're a bull, you're a buyer there. Do you understand that there is no other one? There is no other plan. Right? And now the interesting thing is if you're a bear, you can assume that this will be challenged. So you could, in these situations, take profit. And then what's the next assumption as a bear? That you would either sell a turn here. So now you got to use technical analysis again. But this is also a turn zone on a weekly basis here. Plus it's the top of this channel, and which is one of the basis of, we had a trade plan there yesterday, I think it was, right? That if it turned here on a smaller time frame, it would drop. Jimbo, you know what? I would disagree with that now. What you should be doing is just looking at your trades over a long period of time if you stayed with a bias. So if you sold here, right, even though it's an uptrend, if you sold here, you would have made some money. And if you sold here, you would have made some money. If you would have sold here, you would have made some money. If you would have sold here, you would have made some money. If you sold here, you wouldn't have made some money, right? So on and so forth. And it's the consistency over time. Maybe you don't make a lot of money because these are follow-throughs and the bulls made the bigger money. But the thing is, on the long run, you should put yourself in situations where you break even or you make some money. You break even a lot, you make some money a lot. Sometimes there's follow-through and you make a lot more money. But very often, if you got caught with the bias that disagrees with current market conditions, you've seen you could have 2 months where all your trades are either break even or small winners. But then when things change and they do agree with your assumptions, because your assumptions are supposed to be based on analysis, so eventually your assumptions should be right. Well, then it just simply follows through more and you get bigger profits, but you're just doing your job. Okay? Okay, so what now? Well, a couple of things. Okay, who said about what now? Oh, Paras. Okay, you have to then ask yourself, do you consider this area resistance? Well, you can see long ago I drew a channel, and it seems to me we're pretty close to the top of the channel. Yeah, Jimbo, well, sometimes that happens. I think bears would have made more than that, but anyways. Okay, so now what? Well, we have the trend line. We have the pivot profit zone, and we have the monthly pivot. Seems like that might act as some resistance, right? Today we have what? ADP at 8:15. We have ISM services. And there's a bunch of other things too, right? No, I'm working on that now, Michael, and I guess that's the wrong one. It's really weird. I swear I sent you auto stop, so someone else is using auto stop too. So I don't know why you're getting, but I'm working on that today and tomorrow and maybe the weekend. Okay. Jimbo says, I'm a bear here. Well, be careful with the language, Jimbo. I'm not saying I'm a bear here. I'm saying that's 3 levels of resistance. Okay, you see what I mean? That's different. That doesn't mean I'm a bear, but that would be a terrible place to be a bull. So what do you think will happen? Okay. Well, I want oil to go up. I want the Canadian dollar to increase in value. I want the US dollar to weaken. So yes, this has nothing to do with, this isn't going my way. This went my way. This we talked about for a week in advance, and I got what I wanted here. And the reason I drew this channel line back here is to show you that if we break this, this is going to be a problem to my bias, because I was trying to get this to, right, to roll over. So yeah, this is not favorable to me. Okay. But it is. It just is. It just is. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. So I want oil up. I want CAD up. Yeah, absolutely. I want the world to get filthy, stinking rich. And if I get what I want, poor people will be less poor. Okay. So anyways, now we just got to keep waiting. So let's go back to oil. This goes back to our conversation yesterday on how to use a stochastics and MACD and all that kind of stuff. Let's go back to the typical template here. Zoom in. And wah, wah, wah. Well, the one saving grace here is that if you're a weekly swing trader, that was the setup. That's the only saving grace here. That this area here, if you're doing swing trading, buying in this area here predicts that it'll go up to this area here and stop. So that's not bad. It's not bad. It kind of happened. Okay, but now this is a bit ugly. So this comes back to the OPEC meeting, and clearly there's not an easy consensus. So they're going to have to talk about it. And if you remember, you said, how easy is it going to get for 14 other countries to agree with Saudi Arabia, which they probably feel like Saudi Arabia pushes them around. And then the Russians, well, they're like, Saudi Arabia and the Russians, they're telling me the price I have to accept for my oil, right? So they have to go through that. So there isn't a clear and easy answer. But I still think at the end of the day that everyone's going to agree. But everyone has to say that they don't love it. Thank you, Nikki. Welcome to the family, Nick. Mr. Mendez. Right? So anyways, I think OPEC will agree. So, the question is, will this go lower? Will we be down here while we wait for a weekend agreement? Are they working over the weekend? Or does this have to be done, or is this done on Friday? I don't even know. But so the $1 million question is, do we keep oil above this price? I would sure hope so. But let's back out a little bit, look at some more data. Okay, this is the most important bullish price you can get. Okay, this is so, but I would say this is like the Alamo. If we could stay above here, Shaheed, welcome to the family. Okay, we need this to go up here if we're talking about oil and being bullish. We have to. Any lower than that, it just technically becomes difficult. Okay, so we need this to hold. And, that kind of stuff. We just need it to hold. And if it does, great. Then, I'm getting sick of playing CAD against the US dollar. I'd rather CAD yen it, but then yen is strong because of the risk off and all this kind of stuff. We need this to go up. Is this going to drop to 40? I still find that hard to believe. Now, I'm risking myself here. I'm being vulnerable now. I'm throwing opinions out, not facts, right? So suddenly I'm like, I find it hard to believe this is going to 40. So right there I'm saying I have a preset bias that is based on gobbledygook. It just doesn't feel like we're supposed to go to 40. What the hell does that mean? Okay? But if we do, oh my God, things can get bad. I'm also looking at this like, if I suddenly start buying dollar and yen and Swiss franc, and despite all of that, we do get oil to go up, then how do I deal with that if that goes down? Because I want oil to go up, but I also think the yen's going to strengthen. How do I deal with that? So it's going to get, I think, complicated because I didn't want oil to be at $50 a barrel in the end of November. I wanted oil to be at like $80 on January 1st. And then I sell oil and I buy yen and I buy Swissy and all that kind of stuff. But this went early on me. So the geopolitics are really messing things up. Now, most professional fund managers didn't do well this year. So if you had a mediocre year this year, everyone else is mediocre. Yeah, I agree with that too, Ross. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Michael, no. You're talking about something different. Oh my God, is that what you guys are talking about? You guys are talking about the the Trader's Way app that shows all the orders. Is that what you're trying to get? That's not the OCO thing, but that's interesting. What was it called? Quick Deal. Is it Quick Deal? Maybe it's not set up for. Let me do it on one that's not oil. Let's do a currency. I want to make sure this is set up right about. There it is. Is that what you're talking about? You want that? So you can see all the orders? Not only can you see the orders and trade off of this, but the interesting thing is you can see your averages, your floating profit and loss, and then you can close all your trades, but it's going to close all your trades. Oh, no wonder, Michael. That's not the OCO order. Gee whiz. Mikhailovich. Okay. Yeah, that's on the Trader's Way website, everybody. If you go to Trader's Way and what's it called again? Quick order? Trader's Way Quick Deal. Go to the Trader's Way website. No, but I'm not talking about this. Yeah, but I'm not talking about this as an OCO. That's not an OCO. But if you want that, it's called Quick Deal. And it's on the Trader's Way website. So go to tradersway.com, do a search for Quick Deal, and the download should be there. And that's the Trader's Way product. And it's yours for free. Be sure to, if you don't have an MT4 account there, open up a demo account, show some respect. Yeah, that's more exactly. So you got your price ladder going there, and it's some interesting things. So like you can set your stop losses. So I don't use it this way, but you totally could. There's your take order, right? So now you got a 4,100 OCO. Plus you can manage all your trades. So it's sort of great for scalping, where you add a trade, then it gets up to a key like monthly pivot point, and then you just close everything at the top. But obviously, you can't carry trade that way, because if you click close all, it would close everything. But you don't have to use the close all. But if you have one account just for scalping, yeah, you can build up 8 trades and then boom, get out all trades at the same time, if you want to do it that way. I don't think it's built into it, Berlevin. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's built into it. Okay. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Like I downloaded this like 3 years ago, right? 4 years ago. Yeah. No, but I typically use a different, and I think I installed it now. Let's not do this on peso though. By the way, that's peso getting crushed on the on the risk off mood, right? Euro dollar, probably terrible for scalping, but let's do it this way. And then I think I've added it here because I have it on my trading machine, but not this one. Let's see, did I add it? It's OCO, but I don't want that. I want, it's not an indicator. I thought I added it yesterday. You know what? I think it's on my desktop. So you go File, Open Data Folder, and then it goes into MQL4, and it's an EA. So it goes there. Oh, but that's auto stop. That should be it, isn't it? OCO and auto stop. And why isn't it here? Expert advisors, experts, MACD sample. So that's there. That's there. Moving average is there. MACD sample is there. Maybe I didn't restart my. Let's try that. Let me restart MT4. Let's figure this out. By the way, ADP in like 90 seconds, bro. There it is. All right, good. So let me see if I can show you how to do this. Let's do a scalp. I'm going to say let's do a 15 pip stop, a 15 pip limit. Okay. And happy face. Is that a happy face? Yeah, happy face in the corner. So now I can scalp euro dollar news. I'll just want to show it to you. I don't think this is a terrible setup to be trading. This sucks. But anyways, maybe we'll get a trade. So we have ADP now in just a few seconds. Okay. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Be small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. No, Bernard, I'm using MT4. I just have mine customized like a 50s hot rod. It's beautiful. There's a problem with the download link, apparently. And so I told the programmer, I'm like, hey, you need to fix this. And he's like, yeah, well, there's like the links are broken. Well, dude, you just wasted 24 hours telling me that. OPEC agrees to a deal to cut oil. What? That's going to be good for oil. Boop, boop, boop. Nice. 90 seconds. Oh, should be out. ATP should be out. How do you want to trade this, huh? How do you want to trade this? So I want to show you the OCO is all I want to do. So I'm actually going to try to fib and catch this. Okay, I might have missed it already. Oh, I don't want to go big on a scalp. Come on. I just want to show you how this works. Boy, this is late. Oh, I hate trading poorly. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, we're still on a 1 minute chart. I just want to show you the OCO. Can I get permission even if this is a piss poor trade to take it? I just want to show you. I have a 15 pip stop, 15 pip limit. All right, I just want to show you. All right, we'll play it like a 380. All right, so I just bought it. See, buy. And now watch. Is it running? Oh, I refreshed and it's not there. Sorry, I have to. Gee whiz. Hang on. I refreshed the. It's not running. What did I do? Oh, I changed the template. Shoot. Okay, hang on. All right. Oh yeah, the OCO. So I got to go auto stop. And we're going to do a 15-15 OCO. So again, this puts a 15 pip stop, 15 pip limit. If either of them get touched, it cancels the other. One cancels other. All right, so let's do a 50%. It's still not a good trade, but I just want to show you this. Okay, so I buy it. There's the buy. Wait for it. Oh, it's right on top of the monthly. You see this? Oh my God, it's exactly. And then the target's here. You see that? It just happens to be there. I have to get rid of the pivot. So I'm in now, so it should be fine. So let's do scan. There we go. So all I did was buy. Okay, all I did was buy. And that EA then placed a stop and a limit. Okay, if this comes down and I get knocked out for a loss, it cancels this order. Or if this goes up and hits this for profit, it cancels the stop. And of course, if this touches that, that cancels this, but then it cancels that, and so on and so forth. So if you're scalping, I love to do it this way because there's no fundamental bias behind scalping, right? I'm just buying it at support or selling at resistance. So typically what I do is I'll just set up an OCO system and I'll buy and walk away. And then maybe I'll add another one and add another one and add another one. Okay? And it's just scalping. So that's a better entry in there, but let's go with this. I just want to show you how this works, right? And so what you can do is, let's say it does this. Let me get my drawing tool. Let's say it does this now. So the trade we did here was retracement up, right? Let's say it comes down and does this. I can add another one. And then again, it would add another OCO. And we can keep doing it. And then this one gets out for profit, so it cancels these. But I'd have the second one still open. Then do this and put the third one in. But the first one's canceled. The second one is here. It would go up, knock the second one out. And you just, you're not pyramiding per se. You're just taking every wave. So you get 15 on this, 15 on the next, 15 on the third, and then eventually it all comes back around and you're out. Bernard, go to tradersway.com, download that MT4, because I don't know what you downloaded, and then on Monday, or let's say even Friday, tomorrow's non-farm payrolls, I hope to have the download link fixed. I don't know what happened, but as soon as that's fixed, you'll be able to download my templates, my indicators, the EAs. I'll update it with this scalping tool I put out here, and you can have all of that for free. Just make sure you're a client to Traders Way, okay? You see how that works? And this is just like, if I'm scalping, I don't do this. I do not sit and watch my scalps. Okay, so I just move on to the next. Okay, that's Aussie D, great, move on. But see, in this type of a play, I know the dollar is a macro play, so I'm betting oil is going up. I'm betting USD CAD goes down. I'm betting Aussie yen goes up. I'm betting USD Mexican peso goes down. I'm betting gold goes up. It's all the same thing to me. Okay? So then if I'm right, I should be able to go look and see all these things like, yep, oil's going up, that's good. Now that's on a 4-hour and this is on a 1 minute, right? But you can see on okay, yep, green on oil, right? I would assume green on gold. Yep, got green on gold. Green here. This should be down. Yep, got that. This should be going back up. Move it to a 15-minute chart. Yep, that's going back up. This should be coming down. Yep, there's the resistance, should be coming down. It's all the same trade to me. So I could go, pachow, and then switch over to here, pa-chow, switch over to here, pa-chow, switch over to here, pa-chow, 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 pa-chow. Faux show. And then I come back and I'm like, oh, this one got knocked out for profit, right? And I'm not watching the trades, I'm moving. Got to keep moving. Who's a Turkish master? So we got the next wave coming out in about 7 minutes, right? Was I wrong on ADP? Yeah, here it is. What was the number? I don't even see it here. It wasn't even reported. I have the preview. Oh, weird. Ah, I'm a Turkish master. $1.79, huh? Wow, Turkish master. Cool. So anyways, that's that. I think the bigger number today, besides anything happening at 8:30, I think the big number is ISM services at 10. Okay? Because that's required for an NFP model. Okay? Hey, would everyone please take one or 2 seconds, and at the bottom of the video, there's a thumbs up button. Would you please click that? I'd like to see a lot. If you normally do, I appreciate that. If normally you say, man, this takes so much effort to go down there and click that little thumb up, but would you do it today? Can we make that a special request? Thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So we'll wait for that to come out. Let's take a look at Swissy pairs because someone left in the comments a request for me to cover more Swissy pairs. So this is straight out of the YouTube comments. Wayne, please cover Swissy. And I said, sure. All right. Okay. Obviously a trend going on here. Is it using logical places for retracements? Oh, isn't this gorgeous? Down, 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 up, up, sell. Down, 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 up, up, sell. Down, 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 up, up, sell. Down, 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 down. Gorgeous! That's hot, right? Let's clean this up. Okay. Let's do the time warp again. Okay, it's been played already. Switzerland wants a weaker Swiss franc. It's interesting, huh? They want this pair to go up. Okay. So this is tricky because someone's going to try to play this as a bottom. But clearly it's not, we're not there. So someone has played this as a top. Okay, so at the very least we're at some sort of range, right? So I think the way that I would mark it up is I'd say this is clearly a top. This is clearly a bottom, and there's sort of a mid-tier thing going on here. So under current market conditions, it still looks like this. See, I can't assume a break. I just assume we're at a lower range. Okay. And you can almost add a third one here. There's something going on here too, right? So this one makes it tricky. It's just different ranges. So if it popped and turned today for whatever reason, doesn't seem like it should, but if it did, you know, I would assume this, so on and so forth. No, okay. You have to understand what top means, Michael. So in an uptrend, the more important is the bottom. Okay. In a downtrend, the more important is the upper line. Primary. I call it the primary line. Would you wait for a break? Well, okay. What did I teach you guys yesterday? I taught you how to trade a range using oscillators. So that's what I would assume. So stop trend trading. Well, why is that, Mike? Well, in an uptrend, you're using support. In a downtrend, you're using resistance. Okay? Think of it that way. Okay, try not to remember rules. Try to understand. In an uptrend, you're buying at support. Where does it go? If it goes up off of support, where is it going to go? Well, you don't even really know. It can go up forever. But you're going to use some sort of guideline to estimate based on past performance. In this case, I called it frequency, based on the size of the waves of the oscillator. That's why I call it frequency. It reminded me of an oscillator. Someone else calls it something else. Maybe it's harmonics. Or, I don't know. Someone else calls it something else. I'm self-taught, so I called it frequency. So I'd say based on the previous frequency, if I buy at support, it should go up basically in this area where it's topped out in the past based on the size of the oscillator. You see what I mean? But it's a guide. It's not hard. Support is support, and that's it. It's a hard fact. And vice versa, okay? So CAD got crushed, baby. Holy smokes. Now, the interesting thing, as you probably know, bearish swing traders sell here. And this would have just been irresistible. Oh, my God. Okay. Beautiful roll reversal areas. All right. So a bear sold. The next new bearish area would be up here, actually. So the next trade plan would be like this for those guys. And that's the target, by the way. Whoever sold here has this trade plan. And this area at the bottom is where they would stop selling. Jobless claims. Cool. So we'll see. So OPEC may be a deal, huh? That's setting up perfect. Remember, anyone trading USD CAD here, and I'm just going to delete this because sometimes you guys get all you get all whatever about too many lines in the charts. So let's Let's clean that up for you. So all bulls are supposed to get out here. Monthly resistance, weekly resistance. And then suddenly news comes out that OPEC has agreed to some sort of deal. We don't know any facts yet, but some sort of deal to stabilize oil prices, which means oil won't fall any further, which means this shouldn't go any higher. So anyone looking to be a bear is going to think about doing something here, which would be think about selling somehow. Okay. Boring. What should we do? Peso's dead. What do you want to replace peso with? How about like Kiwi yen maybe? Okay. Another sign of that of China tensions. Very disappointing. Okay. CAD Swissy, what the heck? CAD Swissy? Oh, no wonder. Okay. All right. So let's mark this up. Yes, I would like this to go up from here. Stubborn, I know. And what I was alluding to is some of these key areas that I'm highlighting for you guys, if they fail, I may reverse my bias. Now, I haven't reversed my bias since June, right? Yeah, you know what, Dan? I was thinking about getting buying like an indicator where you guys can subscribe to a notification system that's just built on your browser. So when I start a webinar, I can just click a button and it'll pop up on your browser and it'll say, hey, Wayne started his browser, and then you click that and brings you right in. Because it doesn't seem like the YouTube notification system is reliable. Any thoughts on that, guys? How about this? Leave a comment if you would like a better notification system so you can be alerted about these webinars. And if so, are you okay if I use a third-party system, something I buy so that you can, just click it? Or would you like an email subscription type alert? See, that takes longer to do and it gets buried in spam and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Adrian. So you let me know. Okay, you let me know if you want me to do an improved system. I'm willing to do that. No, Michael, they're not important to me. Yeah, and that's not fun, right? So, anyways, thank you, guys. So don't put it in the comments in the chat. When the video is over, put it in the comment section so I can go back, let's say tomorrow or on the weekend, and I can go through all and I can see how many people care. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So anyways, this is what I hope for. If we get lower, I really have to assess my fundamental bias. The macroeconomics may have changed, okay? Based on recent events as well as seasonality, okay? So I got to eyeball that carefully. We need oil to go up if there's any hope of short-term, saving of the macro. Beautiful little bearish area for bears. Feels like we're waiting for non-farm payrolls, but I don't see how that's going to change it. Come on now, touch me, baby. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why can't you tell me? All right, so WTI on the exact pivot we want it to hold on. Brent on the exact pivot we want it to hold on. Over here is nat gas. I don't know if you trade nat gas. Boy, oh boy, look at that. Look at that. That is crazy. Wow. That's the biggest flag I've seen in like a very long time. Holy smokes. Get out of here. Wow. I think that suggests up, which means more down. Oh my God. So I think this pattern, I'm not that big on these types of things, but I think this pattern means up, huh? Doesn't it? If that's true, then oil's got to come down further. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want that. Gee whiz. So I'm going to pretend that that doesn't exist. Talk about confirmation bias, huh? I know what that means, and I don't want to look at it anymore. All right, great. Yeah, mirror image, huh? What you're trying to say is it has a strong positive correlation. Yeah, gas up means oil down. Yes. Is that right, John? Well, it's there, John. Maybe it's old. Maybe it's not moving. I don't know. Maybe it's just still locked into my old account. I mean, I've had this live account forever. So, Kat, I want this to go up. I want this to go up. That. I've said it 1,000 times. And this is the exact price I want it to stay above. Oh, that's the buying pivot. And on this one, the buying pivot is here. And we've already touched it, I believe. Okay. So we're at the right price. We need an OPEC deal, like a legit one where, Saudi Arabia does a media interview and says, yes, we got everybody on board. That would prop this up, and that's what I need. Now, remember, over on the USD CAD, we are at 3 levels of resistance in which bulls would take profit, which would allow this to fall, especially when this goes up. And then everything's right as rain. Thank you, Magda and AJ and Adrian, for subscribing. Appreciate that. Well, how dare you, John? Seriously. Jeremy, it's not a long-term view. It's just factual. Trade wars are bad for trade. So there's 9 different trades that can put me in. Okay? But once they come to an agreement and we know what the agreement is, then we're fine. Then we're back to game on and all those flip around, right? Separate the sides, I don't. Gee whiz. Stupid oil. So yeah, I think I want to watch oil today. I think that's going to be my game. I don't believe it's fate. Yeah, it's 8:45. I guess it's time to go anyways. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow at for non-farm payrolls at FX Street. How does that sound? Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. And remember, as soon as this live stream is over, leave in the comment section whether you think having a third-party webinar alert system is something that you would benefit from, and I'll look into it. I already have an idea. Okay, and it doesn't need you to put your email address on. It just says subscribe, and that's enough, right? Nice and easy. So I'll look into that. So yeah, NFP I do at FX Street. I think it's almost 13 years I've been doing that. So I'll see you over there. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. And remember, visit tradersway.com, especially if you want that that indicator I showed you earlier that shows you all the orders coming in, and it has some management tools on there. We're sitting here still waiting for the stupid scalp. That's why I don't watch my scalps. I did the work already. Why do I have to watch it, right? It turns it into like a real job. Like, what did you do the last 2 hours? Well, I watched my euro dollar scalp. Boring, right? So we'll see. We'll see if she goes. And by the way, just to show you can do it, you can manage your risk manually if you want as well. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll move my stop to break. Let's say I feel really good about this trade, which of course I don't. Let's say I move my stop here, and then I feel really good about this, so I move it to the next level, which might be a pivot point or something, right? And then so maybe I do it like this and say, okay, where's the next pivot? And the next pivot's going to be, come on, let's get on a 15-minute chart here. I'll say, oh, I feel really good about this, so I'm going to put the limit here. I can't lose money, and I'm going for the top. Whatever. So you can do it manually once you get it going. So one of the things I like to do is, even if I'm not scalping, I'll use the OCO, because when I make a trade, maybe the standard is a 51.50. So no matter what, every time I pull the trigger, I know I'm going to have a stop and a limit, and then I can manage it and say, well, I want to go for this monthly pivot, and I'll move this stop into a little safer place. So it might turn into a 61.80 or something, right? Because then it'll adjust. But at least I know every time I pull the trigger, my downside is limited. I don't care about the upside per se. I'm always worried about the downside. Oh, it's the 152nd non-farm payroll? 152? That sounds interesting, huh? Cool. Well, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. Thank you, guys.